Hello viewers, today we are discussing the Extension and Rural Development Program. Extension means it is a out of system school system of education, that is a non-formal education we can provide to the farming community. Non-formal means we do not have any rules, regulation, examination, all things, and conveniency are based on the audience. And this system extension plays a very important role for development of the rural masses, and therefore, this topic is Extension and Rural Development Program. All rural development programs are being carried out through the approaches of extension education. There are certain approaches of extension education through which we can enhance the capabilities of the rural masses. Various programs in the before the pre-independence, after independence program has been launched in India for improvement of the rural masses through the extension techniques, and therefore, this topic seems a very important of extension and rural development programs. And first and foremost program has been initiated by training and visit system. This program initially was initiated by Daniel Benur, professor of extension education, Hebrew University, Israel. He came to India and see how best this program is running for, and that program is named as training and visit system. Initially, they have been provided a training to the village level worker for after a fortnight, and followed by the visit to the progressive farmers, and progressive farmers can provide a training to the follower farmers. That is a concept of training and visit system. Initially, this program introduced in 1974 in Rajasthan, Canal area of Rajasthan, Chambal command area in Madhya Pradesh. Earlier we have this program initially started in Kota of Rajasthan, and later on in command area of Madhya Pradesh also, this PNB program. Main thrust on systematic time bound program of training based on intensive field visit by the extension worker under the close supervision. Under this program, what happened? Everything is transparent. Even the director of agriculture can see, and he has idea in which village there is today is presence of this VLW, and he can go and supervise this program, because it is a time bound program. Almost all the program has been fixed in a 1 month. Even a minister know in this village at this time VLW must be present in this village, because there is a systematic set bottom, and every district has been divided into a different blocks, different clusters are to be formed. Even after clusters, the various subject matter specialists are there in the agriculture. They have been training, fortnightly trainings are to be imparted to the village level workers, and ultimately out of 100 farmers, one progressive farmers have been identified in the village, and they can pass on the 15 days work to the progressive farmers, and progressive farmer is supposed to transfer the technology to follow farmer. That is a training and visit. Whatever you have learned in training, you must transfer your idea through the visit to the farmers at grassroots level, and therefore, there is a transparency in this system, and this system plays a very important role in development, initiated in 74. And induction training program has been organized for the village level worker for 9 weeks in different agriculture colleges, so that they can provide a intensive training for development of the village level worker in toto. Objective of this program: coordinating research, training and extension activities effectively. We know that there are 3 mandates of agriculture university, that is teaching, the research and extension education. Teaching means various campuses for improvement, providing a teaching to the students up to the graduate, postgraduate and PhD level. Various research stations are there based on different agroclimatic conditions in the state, where they have conducted the research based on the farmers' problem. And third is extension activities. They can be carried out by the government of Rajasthan or university through various Krishi Vigyan Kendras. Whatever researches are being there, that can be effectively transferred to the farming community in toto. And therefore, we must have a coordinated the activities of the agriculture university as well as state government in such a way that whatever researches are being conducted, impart the training and passes the information through the extension education to the farming community. To make the research more effectively by catering to the local need and situation, there are certain problems which our farmers are facing based on the local need. What problems? In the problems are varies from individual to individual, but because of the climatic conditions, even in India also the climatic conditions are varies from individual to individual, place to place, farmers to farmers, and therefore the basic problem, basic need is also varies from individual to individual. Based on the problem perspective, research stations are being coordinated, and the situation also varies from individual to individual, because I already informed that their small land holdings are there, farmers are small land holding, there are shortage of water also, there are shortage of input also, and therefore the situation also differ from place to place, farmer to farmer. To evolve an intensive training program on a systematic basis for the extension worker and the farmer to ensure the effective supervision and technical support to the village extension workers and agriculture development officers in the districts or state as a whole. I have already told that training is only the parameter that can be enhance the availability of these issues. There is a well known saying that if you want to develop for a 6 month, sow the seed and have a crop. If you want to develop for 10 years, plant a tree and have a fruits. If you want to develop whole of the year, development of the human being by providing training, and therefore training plays a very important role, and therefore under this system, under this training at visit system, a regular training, fortnightly trainings are being provided to the village level worker and assistant director of agriculture. We can know as a capacity building of extension officers all over the India. We must have different training centers in the India also, where round the year refreshment trainings, induction training, in-service training, vocational training, non-formal training, institutional training, all type of trainings are already on the way, so that they can be effectively development of the village level worker in the state. The methodology and approaches under the T&V program. The systematic and problem oriented program for training of VLW with well planned visit to the farmer's field. We have already discussed, after receiving a training at the fortnightly level, they plan a fortnightly in which day. On Monday, VLW wishes to go in village A, on Tuesday he is planning to go in village B. In this such a way, one village W will cover a 10 villages under his jurisdiction, and even after passing on 50 days training he has received from at the headquarter, he passes through this information through the planned visit to the farmer's field. Every village level worker is very difficult to reach to each and every farmers, and therefore he must have the progressive farmers in the villages, so that he can pass on the training to the progressive farmers, and progressive farmer is supposed to pass on this training program to the follower farmers. So, this program is a very systematic, a very transfer, very problem oriented. Even the director of agriculture, even the vice chancellor of the university must know. He has idea while sitting in his room, there must be a well systematic chart depicting that a farmer belong to a village level worker belong to a Badmer districts, today in which village at X tempore the supervision can be chalked out, and you will find that on the same day the village level worker will remain present in the particular village. At that type of a program is a very systematic. In lieu of this program, by providing this training, incentive to the farmer committee, agriculture production have been boosted up in toto. Aims at transfer of know-how from research scientists, subject matter specialists to the farmers. There is a well set up and systematic matter. One monthly training has been implemented in research station. Every monthly training in which extension worker is there, research scientists are there, they sit together. In this month, because of the erratic climatic condition, we are facing this problem, and research scientists are ready to give the response at the moment on the same day. After one monthly training, there are two type of a zonal research and extension advisory committee meetings are held at the various research centers. Even in Rajasthan, I just give an example of Rajasthan, we have a 10 agroclimatic zone. Every agroclimatic zone has their own research station based on the climatic type, seed and rainfall pattern and different conditions. And zonal extension and research advisory committee meetings are to be convened. Extension officers from the government, they raise the problem, based on the problem, the researches are being conducted and the research are being tried on the farmers field research station. Even after the 3 or 5 years, whatever findings they are receiving, they can transfer this finding through the VLW to the villagers, to the farmers in a systematic manner, so that the farmers can achieve the success and the recommendation of the research station in a very systematic manner. The continuous training input available before and after the visit of extension agent with the farmers. We already discussed that fortnightly trainings are being organized at cluster level. In every district has 3 to 4 clusters depending upon the area of a particular district. In a particular cluster headquarter, the training program was implemented through the subject matter specialist. 3 subject matter specialists are each and every cluster. If they need arises, they can invite some expert also. They can provide a training to the village level worker, agriculture officers training, and subsequently they pass on the information to the village level worker, to the farming community on a very systematic manner. This is a methodological systematic approach under training and visit system in India. The monitoring and evaluation. The monitoring means we have to find out the success of this program. If we monitor on the way, the program, if anything is deviating on the wrong direction, we can check. Okay, now this is a wrong direction you are moving and you have to pass it through the effective manner. Any program is being achieved the success if the systematic evaluation study can be taken care of. Evaluation, there are different type of a method of evaluation. There are 5 type of evaluation. Do it yourself, systematic study, scientific study, and based on the need assessment can be taken care of before implementing program, and after the implementation of program, we gather the information in such a way and we find out the gain in knowledge, we find out the gain in BC ratio, we find out the gain is in enhancement of socio-economic status after evaluation study, then we can shift this program in different villages also. The main indicators of monitoring are number and frequency of visit of VLW to the contact farmer. How many villages are supposed to carry it out and how many he has already taken care of, that we have to find out. There are certain norms of this program. In a week, 5 day visits has been taken care of, and out of 5 days, how many visits he has been planned, how many villages has covered so far, and that must be number of visits in a particular village and frequency of visit, regularity and quality of fortnightly training and monthly workshop. Monthly workshop, I have told you, in the research station, monthly workshops are being carried out. Whatever problem they are already faced during the visit from 15 days, they can pose their problem in the research station and research scientists are ready to give an answer, so that you are not face any problem about this. This is under the monthly program. In fortnightly training program, every district has 3 to 4 clusters, and in cluster all subject matter specialists are there, and they can provide intensive training to the village level worker, agriculture officer, and ultimately simultaneously they pass on this information to the farming community through the systematic training and visit system. Event to which the recommendation made by the village level workers are adopted or not. Sometime what happened, village level worker poses so many of the problems. Yes, inputs are not available, serious incidents of attack and the pest, erratic climatic conditions are there, sometimes virus may also takes place, sometimes frost may come. Preventive measures are there. What preventive measures are there being there, that can be taken care based on the perception of the village level worker, because in the villages, village level workers are only the person, they remain the villages, and therefore they are renamed as a mirror of development of the TNV system. All responsibility lies on village level workers. Whatever problem they have already faced, they pose the problem before the research station, and research scientists are ready to answer these problems. Yield obtained by the farmers in a projected area, Sir, there are different parameters to judging the yield, because earlier we have a benchmark survey, or we can have a pre-pond data also and find out even after implementation of this program what is the increase in the yield, what is the gain in the yield, how many things are taken care of the farming community in a systematic manner. That can be counted by providing some evaluation study. Yield of gain can be chalked out under the T&V program. Evaluation studies are conducted before, during and after the stages of implementation of extension activity. There are three methods of evaluation. Before implementation of the program, we must have a need based survey. Okay, now what is the social economic status of the farming community? How much they are having a yield potential? What is the economic status of the farmer in terms of monitoring or material possessions also? Even after implementation of the program, what is the program has been achieved? How the social economic status has been increased? What is the yield potential has been increased? And on the between also, on the program is going on, we can monitor the success or failure of the program. Under this program, there are evaluation plays a very important role for checking the program so effectively. Integrated rural development program. There are so many of the programs already in the operation in the villages. We must have integrate all the program through the Jila Parishad. So many of the and farmers get confused. Sometimes happen farmers is not aware about which agency is implementing this program and they are providing subsidy. Sometimes what happen, farmers are totally illiterate even in case of India, and he is hesitating to accept the input subsidy free of cost. He presumed that even after my production, even after my marketing, government can taken back, and therefore he is hesitating, and therefore we must integrate all the program in a very systematic manner so that the farmers can adopt the things are effectively matter. Purpose to make the optimum use of available local resources through the purposive input of the science and the technology for the benefits of the rural people. Rural people are not aware about, and therefore there is a dire necessity of integration of all the program in the villages. The working group consisted of representative of Department of Rural Development, Department of Agriculture, Research and Education, Department of Science and Technology, Planning Commission and Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. Various programs already engaged in development of the rural masses while implementing their own program, but the farmers are not aware which this program is belong to which society, and therefore there must be a dire necessity of integration of all the programs. Program must provide a gainful employment and increase the purchasing power of the rural poor, in particular marginal farmers and less than 1 hectare of the land, landless labor, artisan, women and children. Most of the farmers, they are very poor in India because of the fragmentation of land holding, and the population infrastructure is so much abundant in India, and therefore they are having a well less purchasing power. Under this program, integration of all this program, we must enhance the more purchasing power of the farming community by providing so much of the incentives, and they can have so more purchasing power under the integration of this program. Then there are certain phases of this integration of rural development program. There is a planning phase, the compilation of integrated resources inventory, drafting of malady remedy analysis, waiting the draft action plan. In any program, it seems to be a successful if we plan at the planning stage. We must have prepare an inventory of available resources with the farming community, so that it is not possible for everybody to provide a more and more abundant resources. Some resources are being available, we can have a best use of these resources. The entire program based on twin principle of optimum resources utilization and the task adaptation by the most appropriate agency. Entire program on the twin principle. There are two type of principles are all prevailing. What are the optimum resources utilization of level of the farming community, and task adoption by the most appropriate agency. The agency which are going to implement this program, what is their task? What is their aim? What is their objectives? If they are providing the training program only, if they are providing some inputs to the farming community, if they are providing some subsidy to the farming community, task must be well planned and must be appropriate for the farming community. Like Jamar Rozgar Yojana. In villages, most of the farmers, they are not getting their job, and therefore Jamar Rozgar Yojana initiated in 1989 to provide the employment to the rural masses. Even the rural masses also, we can nowadays we can have a Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Sudhar Yojana. On the same way, so many of the roads are being constructed in the villages in the name of Jamar Rozgar Yojana, and even the villagers, they are already residing in the villages. They can be provided the employment in the villages by putting on some of the program under the Jamar Rozgar program. National Rural Education Program, RELGP, were emerged into this program. So many of the program like employment program, Rozgar program, employment program, rural guarantee program, so many of the program are far-reaching significance has been taken care of. They can be merged in Jamar Rozgar Yojana, so there should not be any confusion or problematic with the farming contribution, and therefore under this Jamar Rozgar, so many of the program already which are prevailed in the villages, that can be clubbed together. Estimated to provide the employment to at least one member of each family below poverty line. Even in the poverty line has been already chalked out based on the nutritional strata, and every one member from one particular family is given a gainful employment in the rural community, so that his responsibility to take care of the rearing of the entire family in toto. The preference should be given to the SC and ST caste personnel. 30% of the employment opportunity reserved for women. In rural areas, whether the things are in agriculture or animal husbandry or horticulture or in any other issues, 70% work being carried out of the women in agriculture and allied activities, and therefore the activities employment must be given 30% to the women, so that the women play a very important role for development of the entire family in a systematic manner. A special integrated program formulated for nomadic tribes. There are certain tribal areas are there, and government is providing so much of the funding resources for the tribal. Even not only in India, international organizations, they are on the line to provide so many of funds for the upliftment of the tribal in the economical structure, and therefore some of the program must be especially meant for the nomadic tribals also. And another scheme is a national demonstration scheme. Demonstration is a very systematic procedure. One can see there is a set norm procedure in extension education. If we can see from the eyes only, the learning can be takes place by 25%. If we can hear from the ear only, again 25% is taken care of. If we can taken care by the hand, again 25% can be enhancement can be capable. But if we can use all the sensory organ together under the national demonstration program, things can be taken in a variety perspective. One major food crop launched in 1964, a specific yield target with no specific control plot near the demonstration. Area of demonstration plot was about 1 hectare. Farmers on whose plot of demonstration was laid out, actual cultivators with a small holding, agriculture scientists conducted these demonstration in association with the local extension agencies. These are under the national demonstration program. Today we have discussed the extension education and rural development program. I already told that in extension education means enhance the awareness to the farming community by implementing various schemes, and we have already discussed the training and visit system in agriculture, national demonstration scheme, Jamar Rozgar Yojanas, and so that the farmers can enhance the awareness capabilities by receiving so many of the inputs, by providing a training to the farmers, for women, providing the employment opportunity to the farmers, and various demonstrations are being conducted through under the national demonstration scheme, so that we can compare the local yield with the yielding varieties. Farmers can see from their own eyes. Under the national demonstration scheme, we can have a maximum production, maximum area under the cultivation, because of by providing a training, and I hope under the training and visit system, Jawahar Rozgar Yojana, employment opportunity, integration of all the program, and special reference to national demonstration program, the farmers can learn better and adopt the things are in a systematic manner. Thank you.